And it looks like we are live. Hello, it's Tia Eldolieva. This is Calantirniel, and it looks like we have in the house Draco Lomelindo. Hello. We have Nimue also attending, which is wonderful. And we also have Sarah and Jennifer Hecko Myers made it. Hey, how is it going? So this is Calantirniel, and we are celebrating Yestarë, which is the Elven New Year. And in Tia Oldaleva, we align this particular holiday with Vairë the Weaver because we like the idea of cutting the thread of the old year for Mitare and starting over for the new year. And it just kind of worked out like that. So, oh, Vera's here too. Yay. How's it going? So, sorry that I put this together at the last minute. I've had, and everybody I've talked to says that they're really busy right now. So, it's okay. Like Dakyndre and Dave are busy too. And so I'm just doing it and it's fine. And we're going to be having our annual meeting very soon also. So we're trying to put that together and have a news update, for you guys that hopefully will be exciting when we have that. So let's get started. I don't want to wait too long because I don't know who's all going to come, and they can just come as they come. So I don't have my water with me, but I have my starflower essence. You guys can do your own starflower. Okay, Trientalis borealis, if you want to look it up by Latin name. There's many images of this particular flower online. And it looks like Christy made it. I work as an academic advisor and registration starts tomorrow. Yeah, stupid busy. So I feel that. Yeah. I mean, I don't work in academia, but I just know that I've been super busy too. So it's just fine. Like we'll deal with it, right? So let's go ahead and we'll get this image in our mind. And if you want to, while we're getting ready and everything, you can either get some water. If you don't want to, you can use your hands and pretend that we have water in the hands. That's what I'm going to do tonight. So Devanye Hansen Megovanen. Hi, how are you doing? Excellent. Glad to see you. So, and I'm not sure if you're one of our new patrons, because I might not recognize your name. If you have a different name, if you don't mind sharing that in the comments, that'd be awesome. If not, that's fine. We're not high pressure or anything here. So we will go ahead and get started with Linde Ellen Lote, which is the Song of the Starflower. And if you can face the directions of where you are, like if you have a cell phone and you have a lot of mobility, that's great. But if you don't, and you're like me and you have a computer, you can just face the computer. You can pretend you're facing east and south and north, all of the directions. So that's not a problem. So we usually start in the east and we intone Eru because it's like the all that is. It's the the source of everything, and the vision that became manifest through the Ainur singing it into manifestation. So we intone Eru first. Eru. My name is Devin, Stephanie. It rhymes with Stephanie. I'm gonna get it. I promise. Devony, Stephanie, right? The elven name I picked out when I was 11 in Rangarwen. When I was in is Rangarwen. Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that. That's pretty cool. Okay, we intoned Eru. who is the one that brought Arda, everything in the universe, into existence through Ea. And so now we want to, okay, so this is a 7-pointed star. We usually use the 7-pointed star that's like resonant of our symbol, looks more Vesica Pisces shaped. But you can use the 7-pointed star. I even have my old 7-pointed star here, and you can use that because the points are still the same. Devony. Okay, yes, you got it. Okay, thank you. It just doesn't look like that. So, it was a little bit of a brain trick, but thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you're here. So, let's celebrate Yestarë. We'll start at the 4 o'clock position, and we will intone Star Day, which is Elenia. Elenia. Then we trace our hand over to the 8 o'clock position and intone Sunday, Anaria. Anaria. Up to the 2 o'clock position, we'll intone Isilia, the moon day. Isilia. Down to the 7 o'clock position, and we intone Alduya, which is the day of the 2 trees, Telperion and Laureline. Alduya. Up to the noon position, and we'll intone Menelia, which is heavens. Menelia. Down to the 5 o'clock position, we'll intone Earenia, which is the sea day or the mariner's day. Earenia. Over to the 10 o'clock position, and we intone Valanya, which is the day of the Valar. Valanya. And then we go back to the 4 o'clock position to close the shape, and we intone Arda, which is the earth. Arda. And now we can put our hands in Namaste, or we can have them in a behold kind of way. I like to do this with Ea, because that's what Ea means, is behold. We'll intone Ea 3 times. Ea. 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 We now want to call the directions and the Valar, and this is the symbol for east. And you can trace it in front of you and hold your hand in Fear Not Mudra when we intone Roman. Roman. We now call on Manwe Sulimo, the High King of Arda, of the eagles and the winds, and his lady, Varda Elentari, the queen of the stars and the protector of Arda and Iluvatar's children. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. And now we want to make the shape for south. This is Hjarmen. And hold our hand in Fear Not Mudra, and let's intone Hjarmen. Hjarmen. We now call on Tulkas, the youngest bare-handed ruddy warrior Vala, and Nessa, the sister of Orme, and the friend of the deer, she who dances on the new green grass. We welcome you into our circle, Aya. Next, we want to face north if you can. No problem if you're facing the computer, but this is the symbol for Formen, which is north. It looks like a B with the underline. Formen. We now call on Aule the smith, who dwells in the ground, the Vala of the mining and crafting of metals and gemstones, he who created the dwarves as a gift to Ilúvatar, and to our motherly Yavanna Kementari, the giver of fruits, and the queenly Valië of Arda's maturing green vegetation of harvest and of the life that nourishes all of us. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. And then you want to put this onto your heart chakra. Looks like a letter N. And it means ore, which is the heart or the inner mind. However, we intone me because that means within, because that's, we're calling directions, and within is more aligned with what we're doing. So hold our hand on our heart chakra, and we'll intone me. Me. We now call on the hunter Vala Orome, the lord of the forests, he who loves the elves and wanders all of Arda on horseback with his horn, and Vana the ever young, and the vital, she who aligns with the flowers and the new plant growth. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. Next, we want to focus above us. Okay, and we want to draw this tengwar above us. It looks like a U with a line over it. And you can hold your hand in Fear Not Mudra regularly, or you can hold it more above you and face it above. The tengwar itself is Valië, the sky, but we will intone or because that means above. Or we now call on Lorien Irmo, the Vala of the high light gardens, who nurtures our goals, visions, and our dreams. And to Este the gentle, the Valië of rest, sleep, and healing, we welcome you into our circle. Aya. And next we want to focus below or downward, and we'll draw the tengwar for Arda, the earth, underneath. And we can hold our hand in a Fear Not Mudra parallel to the floor. But we want to intone undo because that means below. Undo. We now call on those of the Valar who walk alone. Ulmo, the brother of Manwe, the powerful and protective Vala of all of the musical waters of Arda. And Nienna, the Valië of our transformation and our rebirth. It is she who with her tears intensely cleanses and restores all forms of fear, pain, and hurt that have come before. We welcome you into our circle. Aya. And last, direction. Anyway, this is it looks like an M, but it's for Newman and it means west. Newman. We now call on Namo of the Halls of Mandos, the Vala of the balance and fair judgment of our respective paths of death. And to Vairë the Weaver of the ever-changing black and white threads of time, the past, the present, and the future, we welcome you into our circle. Aya. And now, like to, I guess, just seal the energy circle, we want to kind of like go in all directions, and we want to either envision a flame. So, and if you have a candle, you can do that. Like you can have a candle flame, you can even have a fire in the fireplace or what have you. If you don't have a fire, that's totally fine. You can visualize one in your hand, like with a flame like this. You can visualize that on a candle. You can also make a wiggly flame like a hearth fire. Either way you want. We will intone iluve, which means the all, the everywhere. Iluve. And now we want to put our hands in namaste position. We acknowledge that we are one with Eru Iluvatar, as well as the spirit of Christ consciousness for those who are present in our circle, who are Christian. We feel the flame imperishable within us in our circle of celebration on this important day, the Elven New Year. Laita. Novi Novi says New Year. I'm guessing that means Happy New Year. Thank you. Let us this evening celebrate Yestarë, the Elven New Year. This also welcomes the first season of the 6 Elven seasons. Twile, the Elven springtime. Let us welcome, after a slumber of the cold sleep of the dark seasons, the beautiful shades of light, clear green that are all abound. The legendarium tells us, Luthien danced on this day when long ago she first met Beren in the forest of Doriath. And I quote, "A night there was when winter died. Then all alone she sang and cried, and danced until the dawn of spring, and chanted some wild magic thing." Unquote. In Tia Aldalieva, Yestarë resonates with the Valië, Vairë, the wife of Namo in the Halls of Mandos. Vairë is the weaver of the threads of our lives, our past, our present, and even our future. At times, these threads may change as needed. The fabric of our lives are woven. The fabrics of our lives are woven, and they may be rewoven. And the fabric represents the measurement of time and manifestation. We will meet with Vairë this evening in order to fine-tune and repair the fabrics of our lives, which will provide us not only healing but direction for the Elven New Year. As this is an important Elven feast according to Tolkien's Legendarium, let us feast the spirit with this wonderful energy of new growth, of love and life that is all around. Let us plant our own seeds and anticipate an abundant, productive, growing season ahead for all of our needs and wants. Spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical, as long as they are all in highest good. Laita. So we want to either prepare, if you guys have water, that's perfect. I didn't have time to bring in water, so I will just take some of my flower essence, and we're going to get ready for meditation. And I'm going to align this part of the meditation on the computer. There we are. Okay. And later, I have set up in the system, we have a weaving loom kind of meditation. It's different, and I'm not sure like how it's going to work, but we'll see. It was pretty hypnotic to me. Like at first, it was kind of, white noise-ish, but I started kind of feeling the rhythm of that, and it was very interesting. So I wanted to share that with you tonight, and I hope you guys like it too. So we prepare our water for meditation, and if you want, you can use your hands, pretend that there's water in it, infuse it with starflower energy, and you can drink the water. And I am going to use my flower essence. Okay, you want to get comfortable with your feet flat on the floor, arms uncrossed. And it's better if you're sitting. If you are lying down, you might fall asleep. I mean, I'm not saying that's bad, but I think you get more out of the meditation if you're sitting up and conscious of what you're meditating. You can get a lot more out of it, I believe. But it's up to you. So let's close our eyes now. And we notice that we are standing on Koro Larire, which is the green mound of the two trees. We see the beautiful silvery moonlight of the white tree Telperion filling the left side of our bodies, while we see our left side glowing silver. We see this light in our very blood. We especially circulate this silver light in our ajna, or our third eye chakra, as well as the sacral chakra, which is about 3 inches below your belly button. You can see other colors along with silver. That is fine. We just allow. Now we want to fill the right side of our body with the gorgeous golden sunlight of the golden tree laurelene, while seeing your right side glowing golden and the golden light in your very blood. You may see other colors along with the golden light. And if you do, it's just fine. We allow this. Circulate the golden energy around and see it in your solar plexus, which is just below the joining of where your rib cage is, as well as your crown chakra. Let's be nurtured above by the healing light of the sun and the moon's sources of the trees, Telperion and laurelene. And now we want to push our tree roots, like through our feet, if you will, push those into Arda, the earth, deeper and deeper. Allow yourself to draw up Arda energy. And in the middle of where you put your roots, you can put a grounding cord if you like. And what the grounding cord is that it's a drain for everything that you do not want in your field anymore. So any anger, any hurt, anything frustrating, anything, just let it go. Let spirit have it. Let it just go down the grounding cord. And what happens is that all of that energy gets recycled by Arda, so that we can recycle that and use that source energy again to recreate something. So it's like its own ecosystem. Meanwhile, we want to put our branches out into the sky, okay, in all directions, and really bring down the sky energy, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the planets. And during this process, you might even see more colors. There's lots of different ways to do this meditation. You're probably doing it right for you. Reach to Valië the sky in all directions. And as you do that, reach deeper into Arda with the roots, as above, so below. And now we can see a symbiotic relationship between the fluctuation of the silver light and the golden light that was talked about in the Legendarium. So see the left side of your body glowing silver, and then rhythmically watching that fade, and then the right side of your body glowing golden, and then fluctuate that back, silver, and then golden, silver, and golden. And just do that as, like, day, night, summer, winter. It's a very natural cycle of going back and forth between the light and the dark. We may also be connecting with some of the Valar, Maiar, or Elven guides at this point, and you might be getting visions right now or messages. You could even be more fully reawakening your Elven DNA and or your ancestral memory. We'll allow this to take its course as we meet with Vairë the Weaver. We now pay a visit to the Halls of Mandos, to the wife of Namo, Vairë the Weaver. See her draped in gray and weaving the white threads and the black threads to weave balance into manifestation and into existence. We can now ask her to show us the fabric of our lives that has been woven well, which is manifesting beautifully and in balance. We really look at this fabric, as it may appear to have colors and different prints that are representative of what it is that you wish to create and what you want to see. And remember these, because we're going to focus on some other parts of this fabric here in a moment. We now ask Vairë for her to show us the parts of the fabric that would be better if it were unraveled and rewoven. Old patterning of prior bad decisions. And we know that many of these threads that need to be unraveled are generational family patterns that weaken us. And even our descendants for the next 7 generations. We can take a look at this fabric. We note our feelings about it, and we trust Vairë on how she wishes to direct us to reweave that fabric, to unravel that fabric and to reweave it. Let her show you how to do it. If you are feeling attachment to this fabric, try to figure out why. When you become comfortable with unraveling, grab some of the threads at the corners and just start pulling them and watching the fabric unravel. And see these threads disappear and dissolve into the air. Vairë has plenty of threads with new energy to weave new fabric, so unravel away. And as you unravel, notice any feelings that you might have. Notice feelings that your ancestors might have had. Notice the colors, the prints, and feel the texture, and try to get a message about what these problems were and why this fabric is so strong in its patterning, and that it kept weaving itself all the way before you were even here. It was probably done at a time when that particular pattern was appropriate for survival. but it may have outworn its purpose. And now it's causing more harm than actual good. When the fabric is almost unwoven, know that you are at the core of many of your deeper issues right now. We see ourselves unraveling down to the very last thread and all of that disappearing. If even one shred of that thread is left and not put into the grounding cord and to the ecosystem of Arda, it will reweave itself back into existence. So we want to unravel all the way down. Really try to make your new resolutions when you are reweaving your fabric. Ask Vairë or even other Valar if you feel the need, and see what your guidance says when you are reweaving your fabric with your new intentions. Have them help you if you're not quite sure how to do that. So now, where every shred of this fabric is gone, we say goodbye to these old patterns and we release it in the best way into Arda. Thank you, Vairë. Now Vairë shows you how to weave the new fabric, and it's already starting to weave itself. If you have set your intentions really solidly, you'll see the pattern. Just as your old pattern would weave itself, the new pattern will begin to weave itself, and it'll get easier and easier as there's more momentum. You can make a little bit of changes in your fabric and make an even better fabric if you like. When you see this fabric weaving, and Vairë tells you that this work is complete, allow her to cloak you with your new fabric of the threads of your past, present, and future that are rewoven. Feel how strong and yet light this cloak is. You may have very heightened emotions when this cloak is placed on you. You may now have more understanding of your path in the space that you are in and the new viewpoint you have experienced for this evening. Let us thank Vairë and then get ready to transition for feasting with the elves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play the weaving music, and then we'll come back and do the elves feast, and then we'll close the circle. So I'll add this to the stream. I'm going to set the timer for 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And I'm going to start it now. And now we can visualize ourselves going to meet with the elves at this very fun and quickening feast. We try to embrace the coming warm months in which new growth is all abound and the leaves are returning in a most beautiful, light and clear green color. The smell is fresh and brisk. If it feels right, plant some seeds that represent your wishes for the coming year. The Valar and or Maiar, or any of them, may show up in your meditation. Communicate to them about this day, about your dealings with Vairë and reweaving your fabric. Some things may be for you personally, and some things may be for the spiritual path. And we are remembering all of this as we close the circle. Our meditation can now come to a close. We want to thank all of the Valar, and especially to Vairë the Weaver, and to any Maiar or Elven guides for their assistance. And we slowly come back to the physical world, remembering what transpired. We bid Vairë, and any others farewell, and we turn our attention back to Koro Larire, the green mound of the two trees. And we bring our consciousness to the trees themselves. So now we want to draw in our branches from the sky. And as we do so, we want to unroot from Ardada. But we realize we always have this sky and earth connection. Now we want to slow down the golden energy. And then we slow down the silver energy until the energy becomes small and portable. It becomes the 3 Silmarils, the 3 jewels that were created by the elf Fëanor. And we can keep these Silmarils in our pocket for our own healing use and any time that we would like access to that energy. And we want to take a deep breath and come back into, regular life. And if you still feel a little lightheaded, you can put a little salt on the tip of your tongue. You can drink or eat something, however that you would like to come back. And so we will now close the circle. Our work is done. We acknowledge the existence of Iluvatar, the all that is, as well as the flame imperishable while we were in circle. And we also want to thank the Christ Spirit for being with us in circle, for those who are Christian and are present during this video. And may we see your presence in all outside of this circle, Laita. Thank you to all of the Valar, especially to Vairë the Weaver, for being with us in circle and for carrying out in spirit our work done here tonight. We hereby open ourselves to you even outside of this circle, Laita. We acknowledge and are grateful to the elements and to the directions and to the silver and the golden light for creating our blessed space in which we may do our spiritual work on this sacred night, Laita. And now what we want to do is, with all of the golden and silver energy that we drew up, we want to now settle that down into Ardada, the earth. Ardada, here is a gift of energy of our purest intent of love, light, and healing that comes from the very deepest places of our hearts. And may it heal you and all of your inhabitants and bring all things to natural balance. The circle is open. Laita. So, I hope that you guys, that was interesting for the meditation. I hadn't used anything with weaving before, and I thought that it was a good shot to try weaving, and I wanted to hear what you guys think about it. I realize we can't do it again, but we do have an alternate wind track because it's still the month of Manwe Sulimo. And so there is that alternative if you want to play that. But since you guys are with me on the live stream, I thought that I would ask what you thought. And also I wanted to see what Vairë, if you're allowed to share with me, that is. you might not want to share. I thought that I would ask what Vairë wanted to unravel for you and what she wanted you to help weave instead once she understood your intentions. I was really curious about that. And so you guys can go ahead and type it in the comments. I'm going to share a little bit about what I was getting. And what's funny is I guess I think very musically, even though I'm not a musician, I started like hearing music inside of that, I mean, it was just like, because it was like a loop that just kept, it was like a sample loop, right? That just kept going. And I kept thinking like of all the music that would match the tones and, you know, and oh yeah, that is just so weird. But it was like, that's all I could think of. It was music. So my meditation, I don't think was as conscious. I think that, you know, as the I Knewer had sang things into existence and thereby, you know, relating that with music, I wonder if my meditation was just in a way of a reworking of the music for my own fabric, if you will. And it was done, the weaving was done in music instead of like actually weaving. And by the way, I crochet, so that's kind of weird that it would take on that expression. But I think that it had a lot to do with the particular, you know, white noise kind of meditation track that I chose. And I still wanted to see if you guys liked it. And also I wanted to hear any of your experiences that you wanted to share. And so I can tell you, while you're putting that into the comments or what have you, I did want to update you a little bit about Tia Eldalieva's. We're having an annual meeting soon for the board members, and there's been quite a few changes. And I think that like all of them are good. Okay. So you already know from a video that we did earlier that we have adopted a new calendar, and it's not that much different, but it's just enough different that, you know, we need to do a little bit of work on changing up the calendar documents on the website. And I really like Dave's idea of aligning the extra moon with the flame imperishable being behind all things versus, and then having the summer fairies being acknowledged in the Nos Nalo, the own holiday. Oh, Jennifer Hecko Myers says, it was very calming and kept my mind open to messages. I was given visions of books, writing. There were Nordic and Celtic symbols of serpents and dragons. It was very personal on the symbols. Wow, that's really cool. So yeah, I guess that, you know, the weaving thing for me, I thought that mine would literally be fabric. And by the way, did you notice that I was trying to match the thumbnail that I put on the video and the pictures? It's trying to wear the colors like the gold of Telperi. I'm sorry, the gold of Laureline and the silver, and then the black and white threads, of Vairë. And I thought mine would be more in a weaving way. And I know that you are a writer, Jennifer, and that is also a weaving. We always hear about weaving a tale, right? So that is really cool. And I can't wait to see what that will result in when it's time for you to like roll that out into manifestation. I'm so happy about that. That's lovely. I'm glad that the music, the music, the white noise of the weaving loom put you into that trance of weaving into existence your stories. Okay, Draco says, happy Yestarë to all. We need to go now. Namarie. Laita, many blessings to you. Thank you for being here. And I eagerly await that, like I'll be waiting for you, because Nimue always has the best visions when we're in meditation. So, but it looks like Jennifer is the one that shared with us tonight. So I'll go ahead and wrap up the stream soon. And Laita, many, many blessings to all of you. Devaney says, I really enjoyed the loom sound. I knit and crochet, and I never really worked with Vairë before, so I may incorporate some of what I felt into my crafts. Yes, exactly. Okay, so you guys like the idea of this weaving, even though like it was mechanized and it was, it wasn't like a hand weaving thing, but there was no sounds for that. So I had to do it in a machine way, but it worked because did you see how fast that machine was making fabric? How incredible, right? So, Vera says, I loved the idea of weaving. I was seeing that it unweaved, okay, or had unraveled maybe my past and was weaving a new future. Yes, that's what I wanted. Yay! When I wrote that meditation years ago, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted it to be where we could cut the thread of our old lives in the old year and reweave and redo a new year. And this is the Elven New Year. And I wish a wonderful Yestarë to all of you, and a really beautiful unfoldment of that fabric as well as your lives this year. I really, really look forward to hearing your experiences over the year. And thank you again, all of you, for coming. Devaney, I don't think I've seen you before, so it's wonderful that you're here. Jennifer, Vera, Draco, Nimue, Christy, Novi, I think that you are new also. And Sarah was here. And I think that I got everybody. And I know that a few of you couldn't make it. Even Dave and Dakyndre couldn't make it tonight, and they have to watch the replay. So wonderful. Dorian's lover, which is Christy. Hey, good night, honey. Laita, many, many, many blessings. And I'll go ahead and end the broadcast soon, okay? Laita, good night.